Okay, hey there guys. So in this video I'm just going to be going over basics of how I prioritize rank ups and like what they kind of fall under for like the main 4 keys. There's a couple more things I might want to expand upon this in a later video, but for now I think this should be a good base, especially if you're still like growing as an account. So I put in 4. You could really knock off the 4th if you wanted to, but it's a fun one still. So the first one is general, just, rank ups that doesn't really matter who you are. You should probably make them even if they're not your favorite champion. And those are just champions that are just like so good that you can't really say they're not good. You can say you don't like them, but you can't say they're not good. They cover a ton of various utility with a single rank up, and or they have a lot of damage. So right, like a good example of that would be something like Aegon. You have, where is she? You have Ghost and Nick Fury, let's say, as like 3 of them. Just Aegon because you need to get through Abyss, you need to do Labyrinth, let's say, and even in Act 6, Act 7, you're just going to get up your high damage, you have a lot of utility in there. Ghost, you're just all debuffs you're immune to, the damage, right? Everyone knows about Ghost at this point. You're just so broken that you kind of need a Ghost on your roster. There's people who have done a lot, if not everything, without a Ghost, but you can't say she doesn't make everything just a whole lot easier. And then like same goes for Nick Fury, where you don't need him, but the miss counter, the evade counter, right, just tons of damage. He covers miss, evade, shrugging off, debuffs. He covers a lot with a single rank up, and he does it all very quickly, because you could use someone, I don't know, like Black Panther or let's say Kingpin before his buff. You could have used Kingpin before his buff to shrug off debuffs, but no one wanted to be in a fight that long. So, now you have someone like, but then you had someone like Nick Fury who could shrug off all the debuffs, but also has the damage. Now, of course, there's some other options. So, right, that's kind of where I'm looking at like a general rank up. That's like just a rank up that you see that poll, and everyone in your alliance is just like, good luck, congrats on the good luck, rank him up as soon as you can because you need it. So, progression based. It helps with a specific piece of content. Like, you're looking at this rank up to help with a certain, it could be as small as a very certain fight, like the pre-Act 6 nerf Mysterio in 6.3, the one that had Acid Wash. It might have been worth to rank up Man-Thing or King Groot before his buff, just for that one fight, because of how awful that one fight is without a counter. So it could be something as small as that, or it could be something like Venom, Venom Pool, or Sentinel for the, for variants, because if you look at like Sentinel, he covers Tech, 6-star, XL, Villain, like, right, he's a variant god, he covers a lot. The same goes for Venom and Venom Pool, with the fact that they're both XL, they're both villains, they're both Venom Pool covers the mercenary. So right, like, you could be looking at something kind of big like that, or something kind of like that, right, where you're looking at a piece of content that you can't do or you haven't done, and you need something that's going to help with just that. Now, that's not saying that someone like Venom Pool or Sentinel or Venom don't have a use outside of Variant, but Variant is definitely like where those 3 champions have the most specific use that's kind of like tailored around them, because a lot of those things are kind of meant for them. Right, so it's helping you out in a very certain part of the game. Function over style is, I think, a big one for this. It's Sentinel, let's say, isn't the flashiest champion for a lot of people, but right, he has the double immunity, he has heal, he has armor, he has damage over time, he has resist. He has a lot he does, but a lot of people don't like the clunkiness of his play, or they don't like his damage, they don't like the ramping him up. So it's a bit of a function over style, right? Where you kind of just, you need this champion to make like 10 quests a lot easier, and you can just use them for a ton of different stuff. They're not quite like as overpowered as like a general rank up would be, let's say. We're right, like Sentinel overall isn't as good as Ghost, but for the Tech variant or for the XL variant, you're gonna need a Sentinel, not a Ghost. I guess for the Tech variant you could use Ghost, but for the XL variant you can't really use Ghost, right? So that's where like a progression, you're targeting a specific piece of content and that's what you're going to do. And now, all of these could overlap at one time in theory, right? Let's say I haven't ranked up Aegon, but I'm targeting Abyss. Well, that covers two of these at once, right? I'm targeting Abyss, and he's busted. Same goes for like Torch, let's say. I need to do Abyss, so that's for progression, but Torch is also just a champion that if you pull, I think you should just rank up without hesitation. Prestige. Prestige is a tough one, because a lot of people say you don't really need it unless you're top alliance hunting, which is true, but having higher prestige in any alliance gets you better AQ rewards. It's as simple as that. And when you're growing as an account individually, it allows you to get into better alliances because, yes, there are lower map alliances that have prestige requirements. So you need to focus on that a little bit. If you're still like going through like just getting into map 5, just getting into map 6, you don't need to worry about prestige rank ups overall. Because a champion that is in like general or progression based, something kind of like Doom, let's say, right? Doom covers prestige and just a champion you want to bring up. If you're like just getting into map 5, you don't need to worry about ranking up Thor Ragnarok. You just need to like go over to Aunt May. You just need to like rank up the best champions that you can get your hands on. You just need to rank up the best champions you can. And when you look at some of the best champions, right, Hercules, Doom, Sunspot is a very fun champion that helps a lot of people out early game. Namor, Spider-Man, Null soon will probably be really good for early game stuff. Professor X, Hitmonkey, right? You can balance it out with champions that are just really good at helping you progress through the game and champions that have good prestige. But if you're like looking for a prestige option, you're trying to get into a map 8 alliance that, you know, is pushing top 45. If you're at that point, I assume you don't need this advice. I'm just being honest. But if you do, right, you're not really looking past top 5 in a class. After top 5 in a class, the difference is pretty big. Even going down 5 is already kind of not a waste, but it's a bit risky. When you're looking for prestige, you're really looking for these top 5. It's just what prestige is. Prestige is top 5, nothing else matters truly in the end, but not everyone's going to be rank 1 AQ, so if, let's say, you don't have, 400 Sigstones of Cosmic, well, you could throw in Overseer or Abomination. You could even throw in Mr. Fantastic. It won't kill your account. But you're really looking for top 5 in a class, in my opinion, if you're making a prestige-specific rank up. Right, like, if I go over here, I made a skill rank up of I chose Hitmonkey, I invested Sigstones into him before I duped Thor. That's because he's 3rd in skill, so he still has good prestige overall. Something kind of like that, right? You don't want to pick a prestige option that 10 days later you're mad about. The next one, this has become a more important classification more recently, is niches. Niche, you're covering a very few things usually as a champion, but you're going to be doing it the best, or one of the best. Now, odd utility is another one, right? So something that's like an odd utility piece in a kit, something that not many champions have, like Howard the Duck and Nimrod covering prowess removal. And the more niches someone can cover is always a benefit, but most cannot cover more than, let's say, like 3 to 4. So I think a really good example of a niche champion right now is going to be one of the newer champions in this game. Well, actually, I could use him. Let's do this one first. Is Spider-Man 2099. In my opinion, just a great example of a niche champion, right? He doesn't gain any buffs, and he reduces power gain rate. Not the best champion if you're just looking to burst through EQ, but you see a Symbiote Supreme with True Strike, and you're looking at this guy, and you're just so happy you have him. Same goes for like Spider-Man Miles Morales now. You're not necessarily just going to be using him in a random quest, but you see an unblockable node on specials, or just an unblockable node period, you're looking at your Miles, and you're just knowing that you're just about to cheese something by just spamming heavies the entire fight without thinking. Right? You're looking at something like that when you're looking for a very niche champion. You're looking for a champion that covers a very, very certain thing in this game. You're not looking for a champion that's going to cover 20 bits of utility, right? You're not looking at Colossus or Aegon for a niche, right? Colossus, not the best champion at doing like one specific thing, but he has 6 immunities, right? So you're looking at him just to cover a ton of immunities, but if you're looking for a counter to like, you're looking for a counter for one thing, you're looking for like the best Nick Fury counter to stop him going into his second life, it's Penny Parker. There is no second life with Nick Fury. That's a niche. You're looking at something that tiny. For fun, bruh, chill. It's just a game. You're allowed to have a couple fun rank ups. I'm not going to say you need to make your first 5 rank ups your prestige, and then you need to get, a rank 5, or you need to get a rank 4 6-star ghost as your 6th. No. It's a game. Chill out a bit. You can go for rank ups you like. There's some champions I like that are definitely not the best champions in the game, or that have fallen in their value over time. I would recommend waiting until you have a bit decent of a roster, right? After you have a couple of your general rank ups in, after you have a couple like important niches to cover, after you've targeted a couple progression pieces of content. Maybe if you're focusing on AQ, you ranked up a couple prestige. Have some fun rank ups. I have fun rank ups on my account. Everyone has fun rank ups on their account. Go for it. Don't sweat it. Really, don't sweat it, bro. The only important thing is this bottom line. Just something you like. I like Colossus. He's fun. If I have a 6-star, I would probably rank him up right now. But I don't. Or Hitmonkey. Another one that I said I did for prestige. I think he's a very fun champion. Just flipping around like a little monkey and just nuking stuff down. It's fun. So look at stuff like that when you're trying to rank champions up. I might be going into another video trying to break down a little bit more for rank up advice, but I think this is a great way to get people to like think about how to do rank ups on their own. A lot of people you go and look at a tier list. Looking at a tier list doesn't tell you anything, right? For like a general rank up, I said you should just go kind of not follow a tier list, but you see Ghost and you're just like, yeah, that's just a champion you want. But it doesn't have to be Ghost. There's other champions that are at the clear top of the game that you could go with, like Archangel or something. You don't have to go with a champion that you absolutely hate, but sometimes you have to kind of yield to what you don't like in the case of something that's too broken. So that's kind of how I look at rank ups and how I try to like categorize them in my head of what is this rank up trying to help me out with. I didn't want to touch on AQ or War as an individual game mode because that comes down a lot more to the Alliance. I would talk to your officer about that if you're at the point where an officer really has a formed opinion about what you need. So I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and Happy New Year's, guys. Bye.